Alright, so I just wanted to do a quick little video about some of the new pens that I bought recently. So I've got a set of the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pens in black, and they recently released some new tips for them. There's SC, SB, and 1.5, and the SC is supposed to be like a soft calligraphy type pen. The SB is supposed to be a softer version of the brush pen, and then the 1.5 is just a wider nib than the M had been, the previously wider nib, I suppose. There's kind of always been a big jump between the M and the B, in my opinion, so I think maybe that'll help fill some of that gap, at least in the artwork that I do. So anyway, let's take a look at the pens. So there's the same ones as always, the pretty standard set where it's the extra small is the smallest one, there's small, F is fine, and then medium. When these things, it's just very weird compared to other pens that might have like a 0.3 or 0.3
or some sort of numeric measurement, whereas these have letters, which I find to be a little bit weird, but once you get used to it, they're pretty normal. So this one's the extra small. It's the finest point available, and it makes a really small line. You're probably not going to be able to focus on that too well from way over there, but I will show you later. These aren't really the pens I wanted to focus on in this video anyway. So this one's the small, fine, and medium. And even with this being kind of blurry, you can tell that, goes from thinnest to thickest. So one of the new ones is this 1.5, or it's actually got 1,5. So anyway, here's one of the new ones. Let's see how it compares. Okay, yeah, that's still
kind of a big jump from, M to 1.5.
So let me see if I can get it to focus on that. Yeah. So you can see thinnest to thickest so far. All right, back out we go. So there's not really a whole lot of variation in this pen. It's just another thicker line. I think it probably would be fun for lettering, something like that, drawing outlines around something if you wanted to add a bolder outline. It's fun to play around with. I actually really like this one. I'm probably going to use this a lot. So that's probably the one I'm going to use most out of the new pens. The one I am probably going to use least is the
calligraphy one. I don't know what you're going to use this for.
I don't really have a use for it other than filling in black areas because it's just not really my thing. I had actually had an interest in calligraphy when I was a lot younger, and I never really went anywhere with it. So I tried doing some sort of lettering with it, but I just find it really kind of weird to use. Like, it's very flexible. You get some variation with it. I just don't really like it as much as I like the brush pens, and I don't really use them a whole lot. But, when you try to write letters with it, I just find it's too big. I don't work that big. This is not really going to come in handy for me. Yeah, I don't really know what I'd use that for. But, I mean, you can get some nice variations with it, so play around with it if you get a set of these. I was really excited for the SB here, but it's, again, not really something I'm going to use probably at all.
So here are,
you can get a lot of variation with this one, and it can get pretty wide. It can get really tiny or really thick. It's kind of fun, but again, it's big, compared to the regular sizes. I can't really utilize them a lot in the size that I do. And this is just the regular B, so we can compare. I find it's like a little stiffer. Obviously, the other one's supposed to be softer. So, compared, it's a little, easier to control, but you get less variation because, it's not as flexible. So even at its thickest, it's not as thick as that softer one is. So I might use, the SB for the majority of, inking something larger, and then this one might be good for details because you still can get variation with it, but
you get some pretty cool variations with that. It's just, again, not really something I'd use a whole lot, but maybe you will. So something to think about. And again, that regular brush, you know, I've been using these for a while now. This is actually my second one. I had a set of these before. You can see there's still some in this box because I haven't used them yet. I haven't used up the old ones, so no need to use up my new ones. But it's cheaper to buy them in the set of the whole bunch of them rather than just buy a couple of the new ones. And I wasn't sure if I was going to like them. And again, I don't really have a lot of use for many of these, but it's good to have them on hand for playing around with. This one's, again, the regular brush pen. Versus the new softer one.
Alright, so maybe you found this useful, maybe it helped you decide if you were thinking about buying some of these pens or if you were confused about them. Again, the names are kind of weird, like SC, SB, you know. I feel like they're not really super clear on what exactly they are. And even the packaging really, you know, doesn't help you a whole lot with that. Yeah, I mean, it shows them on the front there. It shows some example lines of what they can do. On the back, it has kind of millimeter equivalents for that sort of thing. So, I mean, I don't understand why they don't just put that on the pens. I feel like I'd rather have that on there. And, I mean, it doesn't really say what, it doesn't really recommend anything to use them for. So, that's that. If you can get a hold of a set of these pens and give them a try and let me know what you think about them.
Certainly do that.
And let me see if I can just bring this up closer for you so that you can get a good look at it. And again, this was the regular old brush pen. Here's some with the new pen. I'm not very skilled with brush pens, so they're kind of wobbly. I don't really have a lot of control over that just yet. That's the SC, the calligraphy pen. Again, I don't really care much for that one, pretty much at all. And that's that the 1.5 like bullet type nib. We've got the soft brush and then the regular brush. So you can see some of the line variations going on there. You can get some really nice stuff with that soft brush if you're into that, but I don't really need it. So I'll play around with this one, but I probably won't be. All right, bye.